So, what's really powering the world's most successful companies? In today's world, with all its complexity, it's not just about having the best products anymore. It's about having a single intelligent core that basically runs the entire business. And today, we're going to demystify that core SAP S4 HANA. I mean, really think about it for a second. You've got finance, manufacturing, customer service, sales. All these different pieces have to move together perfectly. But what happens when they don't? When they're all running on separate, disconnected systems? Well, you get chaos, you get inefficiency, and that is the central problem a modern ERP system is built to solve. And that leads us right here to SAP S4 HANA. Now, at its heart, sure, it's an intelligent ERP suite, but the concept you really need to grab onto is the digital core. The best way to think about it is like the central nervous system of a company. It connects every single function, it processes information instantly, and it empowers the whole organization to act as one single entity. So, to really get a handle on its power, we're going to break this down into 4 key areas. We'll kick things off with the financial command center. Then we'll follow the flow of actual goods through the supply chain. From there, we'll see how it creates value for the customer. And finally, we'll uncover what makes it a truly intelligent enterprise before we wrap it all up with the key takeaways. First up, money, right? Finance isn't just some department, it is the engine of the entire business. And S4HANA puts you right in the driver's seat, giving you absolute, real-time control over everything. The most important idea here is the single source of truth. Just imagine this: no more boardroom debates over which spreadsheet is the right one. Every single financial transaction, from a high-level report all the way down to a tiny journal entry, lives in one single place, and it's accessible instantly. This isn't just about being neat, this is about speed. It completely changes how fast you can make those critical decisions. Okay, and here's where it gets really, really clever. A global company has to play by different rules in different countries. They might use local standards like GAAP in the US, but they also have to report using international standards like IFRS for their big picture statements. Well, S4HANA handles both at the same time in a single system. For me, this one example just perfectly shows the power of having that integrated core. And the capabilities are just huge. I mean, think about visibility. You can see financial data from all your different separate systems in one spot, in real time. Or think about speed. You can combine your legal and management data without that painful reconciliation process. And you can use forecasting tools to close the books faster than ever before. It's all about giving you this crystal clear, up-to-the-minute view of your entire financial world. All right, so let's see how this financial control moves from the balance sheet into the real physical world, the flow of goods. Mastering the supply chain is all about connecting every single step, from sourcing the raw materials all the way to getting that final product into the customer's hands. Let's just walk through a classic process: procure to pay. Now, traditionally, each one of these steps, the requisition, the purchase order, the receipt, the invoice, they could all be their own little island of information, and that just leads to errors and delays. But in S4HANA, it's one smooth, continuous, transparent flow. The info from step 1 automatically fills in step 2, and so on. This just wipes out manual data entry, cuts down on errors, and seriously speeds up the whole process. And this kind of integration solves real-world, everyday problems. Are you worried about inventory accuracy? Well, you can focus your counts on the most important, fast-moving items. Need more efficiency in the warehouse? Your staff can use mobile devices for instant updates. Juggling outside contractors? You can manage them like they're part of your own factory. Every little detail, right down to planning the most efficient delivery routes, is designed for maximum control. Okay, so we've covered the money and we've covered the physical supply chain. But you know what? None of that matters without the most important piece of the puzzle: the customer. So let's look at how S4HANA helps manage that entire relationship, from the very first hello to long-term service and support. So let's compare 2 core ideas here. On one hand, you have a service order. That's for a one-time job, like a single repair. On the other hand, you have a sales contract, which is all about a long-term relationship, defining prices and terms over time. The key takeaway is that S4HANA handles both of these seamlessly. It gives you the flexibility to serve your customers in whatever way makes the most sense for them and for you. And all of this translates into real-world speed and accuracy. Because all your customer info is in one place, creating a sales order is super fast and pretty much error-free. When a service tech is out in the field, they can capture their time and parts right there on the spot, which means billing is always perfect. This unified view is so powerful, it even lets you manage those complex subscription and pay-per-use models that are defining so much of the modern economy. And that brings us to our final section. And honestly, this is where S4 HANA really shines. It's not just about running your business today, it's about making it smarter for tomorrow. This is all about turning raw data into actual intelligence. I love this quote from the source material because it just hits the nail on the head. We're not just looking in the rearview mirror here, we're talking about using data to predict what's coming next. I mean, imagine knowing a customer is probably going to want to renegotiate their contract before they even call you. That's the difference between being reactive and being proactive, and that is a massive strategic advantage. So you might be wondering, well, what if the standard system doesn't do exactly what I need it to do? That is where extensibility comes in. And what's so cool about this slide is that we're talking about key user extensibility. This means the actual business experts, not just developers, can add custom fields or even their own business logic to tweak the system for their unique needs, all without writing a single line of complex code. It's a game changer. This intelligence is just woven throughout the entire platform. Analytics are embedded right where you do your work, not in some separate tool. The search function is kind of like having a corporate Google at your fingertips. But my personal favorite is situation handling. This is where the system becomes a true co-pilot, proactively flagging potential problems, like, say, a late shipment, so you can solve it before it ever impacts a customer. So let's bring it all home. What is SAP's for HANA? Well, it's definitely not just software. It's that single source of truth that acts as your financial command center. It's the integrated backbone for your entire supply chain. And most importantly, it's the intelligent platform that gets your business ready for whatever comes next. We've seen what an integrated, intelligent core looks like. We've seen how it can totally transform a business. So the question I'll leave you with is this: is your business's operating system ready for what's coming?